Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to mark the end of our very long journey with this year's Venice Architecture Biennale. I'm Kai-Sing Yu, curator of the Hong Kong Collateral Event at the 17th Venice Biennale International Architecture Exhibition, and I will be your moderator today. Our project officially kicked off in November 2019, and as we all know, it has been a difficult 2 years, to say the least. But finally, after a series of webinars, 2 virtual exhibitions in Venice, and our response exhibition in Hong Kong, we are honored to be joined by several international guests and also on-site panelists, an audience here at City Gallery to discuss the theme of the Biennale, How Will We Live Together?, in which our Hong Kong Collateral Event response was Redistribution, Land, People, and Environment. Today's symposium will include 3 presentations from keynote speakers, Carlos Mahelos, Carter Chen, Aina Lau, Chi Ching Hong, and Daniel Ho joining us from Macau, Rupali Gupta joining us from India, and Dr. Helge Mooshammer and Peter Murtenberg, who are currently in Austria. After the 3 presentations, we will move on to ask our panelists thoughts on the topic and presentations, followed by a short Q&A. So far, those viewing online, please feel free to drop in your questions in the Zoom chat box throughout the sections, and we will be able to address them at the end. Our first keynote speaker team is from our friends of the Macau Collateral Event of the Venice Architecture Biennale. Their collective title, Connectivities Living Beyond the Boundaries, Macau and the Greater Bay Area, will be explored by the curators of the Macau team and also 4 exhibitors. In the team, we have curator and architect Carlos Zabato de Santos Mahelos. He is an award-winning architect, urban planner, designer, and artist with his cutting-edge creations widely recognized and internationally published. The founder and chairman of MAA Mahelos Architectural Atelier Limited, Sociedade de Artes Bamboo Limitada, and Albec SCM, ALB Creative Lab, and also the president of the Fellow Members Council, GOOIDH. We also have Daniel Ting Feng Ho, who works as a project manager in JPC Consultadoria de Arquitectura Limitada, with master degrees from the Architectural Association School of Architecture and the University of Greenwich, UK, and a bachelor's degree from Chongyuan Christian University, Taiwan. He was one of the exhibitors of this year's Biennale. Finally, we have Carter Chen, who works as a manager in his father's construction company, Songfat. Passionate about handmade craftsmanship with multiple materials for mixed creations, he participated in projects such as Casa de Lao Cao, Club Milita, Lao Pan Temple, etc. With a master's degree of architecture, he believes in the promising future of Macau architecture, with people and buildings interacting and integrating with each other. Joining us today is also Aina Lau and Chi Ching Hong, both also exhibitors. So, time for the Macau team. Big hands to them.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. 早晨，大家好，早上好, Good morning. It's our honor to join this symposium with different places and to learn about your experience in the participation at the Venice Biennale in this 17th edition. For us, it is 11 o'clock, fantastic, but for our friends in Vienna, it's 4 in the morning. So a special hello to them. They have to wake up so early, and also to our friend in Mumbai, which is starting the day, 8:30 around that. So thank you for the good opportunity, and my thanks on behalf of my 2 colleagues, Daniel and Carter, and also by myself. So we will start with a video, and we don't want to take so much of your time. Please, we can follow the timeline, okay?
Living beyond the boundaries is the main theme for this participation. We have a short or more provocative title, which is connectivities. Because today people live in globalized communities, regions, and even the world. Therefore, connectivity is so important for us to be connected with families, friends, business, living, working places, and so on. So Macau is part of the Greater Bay Area, and that is the future of Macau. Macau was born from the water, through the water, with land reclamations and embankment, increase the size of Macau, and will be back always to the water. So the future of Macau is again the water. For our successful integration in the Greater Bay Area, that's the future of Macau. We have to prepare ourselves. We have to do our best effort to keep the uniqueness, the way of life, the tradition, both human tradition, community tradition, but also the heritage, architectural, urban characteristic of Macau. With our uniqueness, we will have a very successful and strong integration in the Greater Bay Area, which is our future.
So, thank you for your patience. We go to the next video, which will be presented by Daniel Ho.
So, we have 4 young architects from Macau to participate in this International Venice Biennale of Architecture. So Daniel Ho proposed to us reflection regarding what he called the boundary verticalization, the collision of 2 different urban systems. So he believes that in the north of the peninsula, more precisely, the Haksavan area, very close to this area, will be built the main infrastructure to be linked by sea and by land to the Greater Bay Area. So the future of Macau Peninsula and including the island will pass through this area. Therefore, he stands for the building of a mega structure in the way like Peter Cook with the archigram proposed in the 60s to UK and other city of the world. So moving to this area, the big construction, so that he call it boundary verticalization. We will make the center, the traditional center of Macau, not only the list UNESCO historical center, but a broader area with tradition of communities, with different pattern of architecture and urban fragments, showing the coexistence through these 450 years. So all these elements and life itself, because architecture celebrates life, will be safeguards for the future. Moving to this part, the north part of Macau, the big construction, the verticalization, as he has called.
澳門從開埠到而家，因為由於土地面積有限，所以一直以嚟都依靠住填海造地嚟取得更多嘅土地發展空間。而因應每次填海造地當時嘅社會因素啦、交通系統等因素，所以每次嘅擴展都迎嚟咗同原有城市機理唔一樣嘅城市尺度。到咗近年，為咗配合粵港澳大灣區嘅城市網絡發展，澳門嘅城市發展特別喺邊界嘅大型基建項目，都迎嚟咗前所未有嘅尺度衝擊。今次構想嘅呢個方案係喺澳門北區關閘一帶。 作為原有城市邊緣地區，漸漸因為大灣區嘅大型基建項目發展啦，同埋人力資源往來越嚟越頻繁，大膽假設將會成為澳門同珠海兩座城市共有嘅城市中心地帶，漸漸發展出一套垂直向導嘅 megastructure 式城市系統。 而隨住呢個區域嘅發展，亦同時能確保澳門舊城嘅城市肌理得到保持，特別係澳門歷史城區啦，受東望洋山燈塔同埋西望洋山限高影響嘅區域。
So I pass my word to Daniel, please.
Okay, yes, this shows my PowerPoint slides. Yes, my name is Daniel Ho, and my title for the project is Boundary Verticalization, the collision of two different urban systems, which is the observation and response of Macau as a city's relationship with its region, the Greater Bay Area. And from this slide, you can show the Google map shows the location of Macau in the Greater Bay Area, which also has cities like Hong Kong, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou in the region. And Macau, which is a city with a population of about 700,000, is located in the southern part of China. Next, please. Due to Macau's limited land area for urban development, several expansions and reclamation projects has been carried out in the past 100 years. And the diagram shows Macau's land reclamation situation without the last 100 years. Next, please. This diagram shows the land area of Macau Peninsula has expanded from 1910's 3.3 kilometers square to 2020's 9.3 kilometers square. Next, please. And with the consideration for factors such as social development and transportation systems at that time, each expansion project has a larger scale and dimension compared to the previous Macau urban fabric. The diagram shows the urban fabric changes on the urban periphery throughout ages. Next. With the implementation of Greater Bay Area developments, the photo shows the infrastructure for linking to the Greater Bay Area's main wheelways, highways, and beaches, which occupies large scale and dimension, only can be occurred in the urban periphery. Next, please. And this Google map shows the northern district of Macau, the border gate linkage to mainland China, the city, Zhuhai, and its railway station. Next, please. And this is the data before the pandemic, showing the numbers of cross-border workers of more than 90,000 and cross-border students of more than 3,000 to work or study each day. And most of them are using the traditional border gate in the northern district of Macau. Next, please. The diagram shows that the project, my project, intends to propose an alternative way of urbanism response to the development between Macau and the Greater Bay Area. A mega structure urban project responds to the development scale and dimension of the Greater Bay Area. Next, please. And by adding density, intensity, and diversity in urbanism, lets the original urban periphery has the opportunity to become one of the Greater Bay Area centers. Next. And this axonometric drawing shows the communities, activities, and functions inside the megastructure urban project, a composition of different urban typology and diversity in functions. Next. And this developments in the region of the northern district helps to protect the existing urban fabric, especially in Macau's historical center. Next, please. And here's some photos that were taken at the exhibition. Next. And the aim of this project is not going to give an answer, but try to raise questions and respond to the development of the Greater Bay Area. Issues as scale and dimension, and the below photos show the Macau skyline silhouette of the 19th century and recent years. Thank you.
So going next, you will see a very short video with the work of Ina, and it will be followed by a very short PowerPoint handled by Daniel. Please go on.
Yes,
Inelo is the only female architect town planner to participate in this international event. She proposed a corner, prismatic-like corner, with a display of fragments of images, recallings, collective memories of Macau, with fabric moving slowly through the wind. She wants to mainly recall her time since she was a young child up to today. And I think her message is that to be integrated in the Greater Bay Area is fantastic, is the Macau future. But first, we have to keep our own identity, our own style of life, our community interaction, our connectivities among all people in Macau in order to fruitful integration in a vaster area like the Greater Bay Area.
作品整體嘅構思着重於懸掛嘅立體島3個錐體裝置，透過以相片嘅展示，通過對澳門各個階段不斷變化嘅城市景觀同埋人與建築嘅關係。首先最上層係過去留下嘅世遺文物建築同埋舊區裝置，中間層係而家生活狀況同埋各類唔同嘅建築，下層就係由城市市區望過去新城區、橫琴、灣仔嘅沿岸景觀，最下層就係用一個文字去帶出返部分澳門人對未來嘅城市建築、生活模式方面嘅一個期望。作品期待令觀眾嘅腦海勾畫出對澳門未來嘅城市面貌，同時亦都歸結出澳門未來將存在不同嘅可能性。喺我哋曾經發生過嘅一切嘅回憶合埋在一齊，就可以達到交融共存。
Hello. And so Ineno's PowerPoint slide. Yes, as Ineno is not able to attend today's event, so I would have to talk briefly about her work. Coexistence, the city landscape that blends diverse architecture and cultural vitality. Next, please. This map shows how the exhibition work is going to show in Venice exhibition venue. Next, please. This is the initial diagram and rendering shows the work's concept to form an inverted pyramid and installation. Next. And the inverted pyramid composition of canvas corpse that painted in Macau cityscape and landscape, with the photo divided into 3 sections: past, present, and future. Next, please. This photo shows the team building up this installation. Next. And also showing the making process of the installation work. And this is the exhibitor, Inelo, explain her work to the audience during the opening ceremony. Next, please. And some media reports on the work and the exhibition. Yes, thank you. Next. Thank you very much.
So now we will have Kata Chan to present his work, and before a video regarding his work as well. Please go on.
Chen Kata, he proposed us through a tunnel which is conceptually built with an upper arch and a mirror-like material reflection on the floor, suggesting a a duct, a channel, or even a big cable where people, information, all sorts of communication, cards even, export, import. So all sorts of connection or connectivities are done in a very high speed. On one side, he used images of the LED lighting, which is something strong in Macau, especially some buildings linked to entertainment industry. They are like so-called neon-like altar, urban altar.
今次嘅作品係探討人與進入未來灣區嘅狀況為探討目的，咁咧就採用咗生活常用嘅建築材料，包括鏡啦、鋼啦、燈光啦、皮革啦，嚟營造出中式園林嘅風格嘅。牆上嘅兩件展板咧，就係以蓮花作為藍本啦，包括咧係有一揼一粒同埋呢個噴畫嘅形式啦，嚟到描繪出澳門以前嘅建築風格啦，就係由呢個小漁村嘅木屋，再到葡國年代嘅中西結合，去到後尾我哋澳門回歸後至今嘅五光十色嘅建築風格表現嘅，咁突顯出呢個民生嘅進步啦，同埋基礎嘅發展咧係好快嘅。而家咧就透過澳門咧作為起點，咁透過燈光嘅流動啦、地台嘅色塊啦，就相結合，形成咗我哋好似小朋友玩呢個跳飛機一樣，一步一腳印，不斷咁跳動嘅時候咧，就感覺到好似時代嘅變遷啦。透過鏡面嘅反射之下咧，一陰一陽。咁就好似虛景與實景之間相互結合啦，正如道家所說嘅八卦咁樣啦。所以整個氛圍之間咧，變成咗一種高速嘅隧道。咁我哋人類嘅信息傳遞啦，同埋數據咧就傳輸得好快。
Now I'm talk my project is called Connectivity Tunnels. This side is exhibition entrance in Macau. Next. Portuguese through the water fight Macau. Macau through the water help China export trade make money. The water connected the Europe and China from each other. Okay, next. Water from human is very important. Chinese has one word. Water is your pocket. So you have more the water price, your life have a more price. Next. Now I use this picture will show by past until now for Macau. First one is port gate. Through the gate, which is local people or Chinese citizens. And amount of people is crazy increasing. Okay, next. Quieter living and faster living. Simple to complicated. Next. Transition casino to now company casino. Transition building to international architecture. Next. This is my diagram to connectivities, port gate, moving line, inflow, and finally to become a big一個好似磁鐵一樣嘅磁化效應啦，應該係 intermatic induction。Next. The board is used to us is our city flowers. I use the shape to top Macau from wood house to modern material architecture. What is changed? Next. This line is top Macau, full GBA, not only to one point, it's more point to promote your idea, concept, and special culture from different cities. Next. I use this animation picture to show in future, you can move very fast, came in, came out, or different city between from them, just like played the game so easy. And through the water mirror, board gate and tourists become future connectivity tunnels. Light, square, hopscotch is your live data. Next. This side, it is in the exhibition from the animation and the picture. Okay, next. Finally, we need to catch the GBA to promote your future, like the hopscotch line running is faster and faster, very faster from the tunnel. That's all. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go on. You can assign a share. PowerPoint. First,
Asai Chair, he brings to us connectivity point to point. He proposed that Macau came from the water, it is linked to the water. This linkage of people of knowledge, it is through a fluid, and this fluid can be water. And what is the future of Macau? The future of Macau is also in the Greater Bay Area, and it is through land, of course, but through water as well, because the delta of 9+2, the Greater Bay Area, is a huge delta up to long distance than Guangdong. So he represents through tubes, collectors, big cables, as well as 3 monoliths which represent Macau, Hong Kong, and Guangdong as the primordial triangle that originated what modernly is known as Greater Bay Area.
喺呢個資訊發達嘅科技時代，人與人之間嘅交流就成為咗聯繫各個國家、城市以及地區之間嘅一個重要方式。而身為土生土長嘅澳門建築師，我希望通過簡單嘅方法，以表達出澳門 How will we live in the future， 以重新認識澳門嘅原點。任何嘅聯繫都係源自於一個起點，而澳門嘅原點亦都有一首民謠去記載。個民謠係咁講嘅：飲用過阿婆井嘅泉水，就永遠唔會唔記得澳門。而葡萄牙人初嚟澳門嘅時候，亦都逐水而居。佢哋飲用咗呢個清澈甘甜嘅泉水之後咧，就留低咗呢一首民謠啦。喺設計上邊，我通過簡單嘅元素去表達出3種唔同嘅形態，分別係有凝固嘅、輕盈嘅同埋呢個流動嘅。通過呢3種形態去象徵住水嘅3種性質，同埋以一個咁具體嘅方法去表達出呢種咁抽象嘅思想，以管道呢種咁簡單嘅元素去表達出現今嘅社會變化萬千嘅信息世界。通過結合澳門以水為生、以水為系嘅主題，將信息傳達至唔同嘅平台，引育出不一樣嘅結果。
Okay. I will help my creator aside to creator to short introduce. This is the slide. It is his short introduce herself. Next. This slide, this is correction the information from the map, from the something, from the culture and the history. Okay, next. This slide is talk about the diagram and what is it, he start to concept from the tube to something. and sound. Next. This is from the light. Next. This situation, this is in the exhibition from Pan. Okay, next. This slide, he saw the one pond, it started project from water. This is here and to go outside. Next. Water tips, it is this is to talk the water price will build in something, and to now and the old it is combined there. Next. This slide is talk people linked together become to GBA, Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan 區橫琴、亨千。Next. This slide is from a visitor to enter the exhibition to solve. Next. Who the GBA, he brought the new future, just like the light. The light is to combine the Hong Kong, Macau, and the GBA to build the future, just like the baby. Next. This is the whole, he said, the picture in the exhibition. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Again, we have 40 seconds just to thank you again for your kind attention. We will have a Q&A question lately. We will be all happy to answer your question. Just a very small remark. The theme for this Biennale was living beyond the boundaries. The organizer, which is Macau SAR government through Cultural Institute, with the support of the Macau Association of Architects, suggests a subtitle, Macau and the Greater Bay Area. So I use a word connectivities in Europe as a curator to create a cement, to link these four participants keeping their own identity. Yes, moderator. Kasing, yes?
Yeah, hello. Thank you very much, Macau team. Thanks for your sharing of the video. And we will have you joining the panelist discussion in a while.